Hey, Lukey.
How are you, mate? How's that for a sound, eh?
That is a great sound. Nothing sounds better. I've already opened mine, but that's all right. Doesn't matter.
Nah, my mate Stu always said that's the best way to start a podcast, he reckons, is just opening a can. But, yeah. How's your week been so far, mate? We're only up Monday, though.
Yeah, we're only down Monday. Luckily for me, I'm off on Wednesday to Western Australia, so
beautiful.
Trying to smash out this podcast as quick as possible, get it out there before Saturday we play, I think, yeah?
Yeah, Saturday.
Yep.
No, right. Beautiful.
So we're going to get stuck into it. We're going to talk about the Richmond Carlton game first. 88,000 at the MCG on Thursday night. Drawn match between two massive clubs. First time, fun fact for you, first time we've had a draw since the VFL became the AFL.
Is this Travis fun facts?
In the first week of the first game of the season.
Oh, I like these fun facts that you're throwing out at us, Trav.
Yeah, so that's an interesting one, that one. And I don't think any of the 88,000 fans that were there were expecting that result.
Nah, definitely not. I feel like both teams and supporters would have went in quite confident actually on getting a win. But yeah, I think a draw was a fair result.
Yeah, I think so in the end. I mean, the teams were almost dead even in contested possessions. Richmond were up 5 or 6, I think, in clearances in the end. Carlton won a few more of the centre clearances, but Richmond won them around the stoppages. So from Richmond's perspective, how do we see that game? Where are the positives first?
I think the positives were definitely getting the ball inside 50 to have 20 more inside 50s in Carlton. I think, Richmond would have been looking at that game thinking that they sort of lost an opportunity to get their first win on the board. But I feel like, like I said, a draw was a fair result at the end of the day. Lynch worked his way into the game after half time. I feel like it took him a little bit to get going. Worked his way into it. Dusty was pretty good for the whole game. So, yeah.
Yeah, that roar at the start of the game when he kicked the opening goal, I think everyone was pretty ecstatic that he was back. The Richmond players, you could see it on their faces as well. I think just about everyone on the ground got around him at that point. So
yeah, well, he's had a tough 12 to 18 months, I would have thought. So, yeah, it's good just to see him get back to playing the game that he loves, I think, and being around the boys. And, he always says that the club is like his little happy place. So he's obviously got a few mates around the club. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely a good thing to see. And, so we're gonna dive into that game a little bit. There are a few things in the game. Obviously, the big Ed Sheeran concert the other week, a lot of people were uncertain about how the ground would hold up. Both sides looked a bit fumbly at points. Do you think the ground had anything to do with that?
I think so, yeah. The surface definitely would have played a part, I think, because it was just a sloppy game early on especially in the first half. But then again, I think it's round one. Both teams may have had a few jitters. And then, just both teams sort of worked their way into the game and got a lot cleaner as the match went on. I think it was only 6 goals apiece. 6 goals for the whole first half. I think it was 2-4 Carlton were up. And then after that, in the third quarter, the game started to open up a little bit. Teams got a lot cleaner. And, it was just a lot more free-flowing.
Yeah, that's it. Especially for Richmond in that third quarter, we sort of took the game on a bit more, opened it up a bit more. A few of the guys found a bit of space inside 50, which, that was hard to come by in the first half. Yeah,
I think Taranto worked his way into the game pretty well as well. He got 32 touches, I think, and 8 tackles. He was good around the stoppages and obviously really good defensively, showing that he got his 8 tackles. So I think he got a few inside 50s as well. He's just got to be a bit cleaner around with his disposal, I think, and it'll definitely improve as the year goes on.
Yeah, we're going to talk a bit about going inside 50 as well. Obviously, could have been a lot cleaner going inside 50. Could have made a lot better choices, a couple of the guys. Taranto was one of them at one point. I mean, he had a great game, don't get me wrong. He was one of our best for sure. There was just one moment where he ran inside 50 to about 45-ish, and one of the Carlton blokes sort of came to cut him off. And instead of just having a ping at the goals, he kind of turned around and looked for a handball and kind of coughed it up. A couple of the boys did some silly things going inside 50. Morris
squandered
Jr.
their opportunity, I think.
Yeah. Morris Jr. did it once as well. It went to kick to Baker, but put the ball right on top of his head, and Sard was right on him. So we got knocked out over bounds. Knocked out of bounds. Yeah.
We don't really want to mention Shea's shot on goal. Or are we just gonna?
All right, no, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah,
we're getting there. I'm talking about the forward 50 entries first, and then we'll talk about the shots on goal. But those were just a few examples anyway that have sort of stuck with me since the game has ended, and I've kind of thought back over it and a few of the things we could have done differently.
Another positive, like Dan Rioli's dash off half back was really good, like 680 metres gained. It was just like really good opening up the game for us, like his dash off half back and hitting up targets. He's very clean with his disposal as well, I think, most of the time.
Yeah, he was running at 92% efficiency. So
there you go, another fact.
Yeah,
there you go.
27 touches at 92% efficiency, 681 metres gained, I think it was. So.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, I think, especially like another positive was the defensive 50 as well. Like I think most of them, whoever was on Curnow, I think, he didn't really do much. He just gets a few gimmies out the back.
Yeah,
he's a soft cock though, Curnow. I don't think
Grimes
he's that
and Broad,
good.
I think, were on him most of the night. They sort of switched up a little bit, but Bolter was on Mackay though. I feel like Bolter got outplayed quite a bit during the night. He was kind of lucky a couple of times that Mackay missed easy shots on goal.
Yeah, in the third quarter, I think when we started to come back, and then in the second half of the third quarter, I feel like Mackay probably could have broken the game open just by himself. Bolter just got lost at times and ran under the footy. So, yeah.
Yeah, there was once or twice where he looked like he'd kind of lost where the ball was, where it was positioned in the sky, like he couldn't see it, like he lost track of where the ball was. And Carlton were able to sort of capitalise on that a little bit. I think all in all, though, it's pretty good defensive effort. We still kept them to 8 goals. I mean, I know obviously we scored the same as them, but defensively keeping a team to 8 goals is a pretty good effort. Regardless.
Yeah, for sure. I think Nathan Broad did his job again. Like I mentioned him last week, first on the team sheet, and he's just so underrated. Like no one ever really talks about him, but I think on this podcast, he's going to be my boy. I think Nathan Broad.
Lukey's got a bit of love for Broady.
No, I do. He's just underrated. He does his job week in, week out. He'll never get a Brownlow vote, the poor bloke. But yeah, he's always first on the team sheet, I'd reckon, and just holds his spot every week. He's so important to the team. Yeah,
he certainly does. And you're right. Like week in, week out, he's captain reliable, really, to be honest. He's one of those blokes that you sort of, you put them out there, they do their job. You don't really need to give them much direction or anything. They just know what to do.
Yeah, and I think that's why the back six works so well. Is just, like I said, I think in the first episode, they've just been gelling together over the last 5 or 6 years, and they know that everyone's going to help off and give each other a chop out when needed. And I think Broad and Grimes are a big part of that. Vlossen played a pretty good game, I think. He missed that shot, I think, in the third quarter or fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter.
About 40 out. Yeah, it would have been handy to get that one. But, yeah, he was good. And just a lot of the defenders are looking to push forward, which is good.
Yeah, that's it. Obviously, as we mentioned before, we get a lot of dash from Rioli. He loves running up the ground, and there were times where he came, right up to the 50-metre line. Basically, put it inside 50 a few times himself, and passed it off to other guys that did the same thing. So he found himself up the ground a lot, as well as just playing that lockdown defensive role down there as well. But his dash gives us, so much off that half back line.
Yeah, for sure. I think, he's going to be very important for us going forward. For the rest of the year, I think Dan Rioli, I think he was quite stiff last year to miss out on All Australian. Like he missed out, I think probably because of Adam Sard, but especially on Thursday night, I reckon he was a lot better than Sard. Yeah,
definitely. I'd 100% agree with that, and it's not just the Richmond bias talking, of course. It's
for sure. Yeah. But 160 metres gained in one match is quite good. I'm gonna have a look and see if anyone's got 1,000 metres gained. I reckon I'll get back to that on the next podcast.
I don't believe so. I believe the record was actually last year. Someone got 800 and something metres. I think.
Oh, Took Miller.
Might have been Took Miller, or it might have been someone from North Melbourne. Maybe, I don't know. I can't remember. But
I reckon Dan Rioli give that a crack this year. I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon he will too. Just loves a dash off half back Rioli, especially when he's getting 27 disposals.
And he kicks the ball most of the time as well. Like of that of those 27, I reckon like almost 20 of them would have been kicks.
I think it was about 17 in the end. 17 were kicks. So yeah,
for sure. But when you've got a disposal as good as what Dan Rioli's is, you want to have him kicking the ball more than handballing, I would have thought. Yeah,
definitely. Now we're going to talk about perhaps one of the worst kicks that we saw the other night. Shea Bolton. Love him to bits. Amazing player, amazing talent, but sometimes does things that you sort of just think, why would he do that? And I understand now a lot of players, when they take set shots, they turn sideways to the goals and they take a snapshot instead of kicking a drop punt because it maybe takes away some of the mental pressure that they put on themselves when they're going for goal. But Bolton just didn't take his time with that one and absolutely botched it. He tried to boot it and there was no reason for it, to be honest.
I just think if you're going to have a shot at goal, just do a drop punt, because if you miss and you're snapping it around the corner and you're directly in front, you're gonna look like an absolute fuckwit, which he did. But if you kick the goal, just doing a drop punt, like it's a genuine shot on goal. And if you snap it around the corner, you don't look any better than a bloke that's kicking a drop punt. Like I said, It's the easiest shot on goal when you're 30 metres out, directly in front, and you snap it around the corner and you look like an absolute fool's head.
Yeah, exactly right. And I mean, that point was kind of proven at the end of the game as well when Lynch took that last shot on goal, just went back, nice drop punt, straight through the middle, tied up the game. And I remember turning to you at the game and saying Lynch will kick this.
Yeah.
And and he kicked it. And
he is such a reliable shot on goal, Tommy Lynch.
He is a pretty reliable shot on goal. Yeah. He was actually he was up there last year. I think about halfway through the year, they had a list of the most dead-eye players from set shots, and nobody was above 54%, I think it was, in the whole comp. But Lynch was second, I think, after Peter Wright from Essendon. So, obviously Lynch had a lot more shots than Wright. So,
yeah, for sure.
But apparently that's the way it went. So, apparently that's pretty much around the mark for a good set shot.
50%,
around 50, just over 50%.
Yeah, geez. See, I think these forwards are getting paid large amounts of money, and I just think you got to be going at least 60 to 70%. I would have thought. Like, it's your job to kick goals, and it's got me stuffed how these guys earn so much money, and they're going at like 50-50.
Yeah, I know.
It doesn't make any sense to me, and they've been kicking a ball their whole damn life.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me either. But it's the way the game has gone now. I think a lot of these guys put too much pressure on them. They get in their own heads, I guess, and that can be a powerful thing. I mean, if you get in your own head about something with anything in life, not just footy, but anything in life, obviously it's going to have negative effects on how you perform a certain task or anything. But and I think that's just what's happening across the comp. It's players have decided to sort of take it upon themselves to try and get out of their own heads, and that's the way they're doing it. So they're going with these snapshots instead of just kicking a drop punt. Yeah,
I think that a lot of it comes down to routine as well, having a set shot. Like, you look at Tommy Lynch, he seems to have a routine, and Jack seems to have a routine. Shea just looks like he just doesn't have a routine. He just sort of wings it.
Yeah, he does look a bit like that sometimes. It looks like he's just sort of making it up as he goes along. And, I mean, look, in a way, that you could maybe say that's part of his routine. Like, that's just part of his game, that he just sort of makes it up as he goes along, and he just does whatever he feels in the moment is the right thing to do. Sometimes you come unstuck doing that. Sometimes it pays off. But it's the same with, like, Dusty throughout his career as well. Like, obviously, one of the best players that we've seen over the past 10 years for sure. But yeah, sometimes Dusty does things and he kind of maybe a bit earlier in his career, he was sort of doing things where he'd bite off a bit more than he could chew. Like he'd take on like 4 tacklers instead of like 1 or 2, but
look, the king can do what he wants, I think.
Oh, he can. He's earned that now. And I think Bolton's not quite there yet, but
he'll get there though,
very well be. Yeah, he could very well be. But yeah, like that's the thing. Like, Dusty, sometimes he'd do something and you'd think, oh, geez, like, how did he do that? Like, does something absolutely brilliant that you wouldn't see from anyone else in the comp. And then other times, he'd do something which is, he was trying to do too much, and
you just think, what are you trying to do that for?
Yeah.
But then if he does it again the next time, it'll come off.
Yeah, that's
so
it.
You just don't doubt the bloke, I think.
Yeah, that's it. That's probably safe to say. And look, Bolton's, as I just said before, he's probably not quite there yet, but he's definitely got the potential to get there. And once he gets to that point, then sure, if he becomes 3/4 as good as what Dusty has been over his journey and that, and
sure.
He can do whatever he wants. He's got license to do it. But Hardwick also said in the press conference as well, because he was asked about Bolton's shot on goal as well. He kind of just said, the players are given responsibility to take the shot on goal however they feel comfortable, however they want to set up. And he just sort of said, look, we'd back him in to kick that most times. He practices them at training. That time it didn't come off, but maybe just he went into it too quickly, didn't stop and catch his breath and take his time and think his way through it, sort of thing. So
like looking apart from Shea, I think he did have a pretty good game apart from that one set shot, I would have thought.
Yeah.
Is there any other players that you wanted to touch on in terms of having a good game?
Well, having a good game. Obviously, Tim Taranto, we mentioned before, he's fit right into our team very nicely. So 32 touches, 8 tackles.
How do you rate Hopper's first go?
Hopper had 18 touches. I think he was important at the coalface, obviously helping to reduce Carlton's first use of the ball and everything as well, stopping those bigger bodies in there, as well as getting it a little bit himself as well. He didn't have a huge game or anything, but I mean, he was the one that kicked it to Lynch in that last play that tied us the game. Sorry. So I mean, he bobbed up. I think
he'll go unnoticed a lot of the year because he'll be inside doing a lot of the dirty work, like the clearances, and like his disposal efficiency probably won't be that good. But like Trent Cotchin's disposal efficiency was never that good either. Like it's just because he's getting that first kick, and there's a lot of pressure around the ball in the clearance. So he'll do a lot of clearance work and disposal efficiency. It's hard to say that. It won't be all that high.
Disposal efficiency.
Yeah. And he'll just be getting a lot of tackles and doing all the dirty work so that he can get it out to likes of Shea and McIntosh on the wings. And I think, who else I think had a pretty good game before he got subbed off? I thought Marlon Pickett was actually playing quite a good game. Yeah,
he did a few good things. I mean, you can always sort of back Marlon into...
What the hell was that? Good. If you're watching on YouTube... we'll just replay that over and over again. I think Trev just burped on the podcast, so we'll keep that in there.
I might turn that into one of those YouTube shorts. We just take a little snippet out, put it on YouTube shorts. Marlon, he just another player that just sort of he goes unsung, unnoticed. He just sort of does his job.
I can't get over that you just did that live on the podcast. That's great. Anyway, 2 episodes in, and this might be our last one, folks. But
it's the first one we've filmed as well.
Beautiful. No, I think Marlon. Getting back to Marlon, I think he did play a pretty good game. When someone said that he got subbed out, I was a bit confused as to why, because he was really holding his own on the wing, and he's really good in the air, and he was. Yeah, just playing the game really well.
Yeah, I believe it was a minor injury concern or something.
Well, he did go into... I think he passed the fitness test to play the game. So maybe even if it wasn't like an injury, maybe just subbing him out at half-time was a pretty good... Like, just to manage him.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because he didn't obviously get a pre-season. So that was... that first half was probably more match fitness for him than anything else.
Yeah. How do we rate Prestia's game? I think he played all right.
I thought Prestia did his job again. Obviously, last year he was our most important player by far. Probably Prestia and Lynch were our 2 most important players last year. When either one was out of the side, we really struggled a lot, especially Prestia. We basically had no solutions in the middle when Prestia was out. Well, he was another one that was under an injury cloud coming into the game. There was his torn pec, I think it was. I think it was just like a slight strain or something.
But he got through, I think. Yeah. So, it was good just to get in and get some minutes into him. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, it was good. And obviously it's going to be like a lot of weight off his shoulders this year, having Hopper and Taranto in there to help him out. Did it again.
Yeah, well, this YouTube's going to have an absolute ball watching Travi. Anyway,
maybe drinking beer on these podcasts isn't the best idea.
Everyone loves it. If you are watching and listening, what is your drink of choice? If you want to drop that in the comments, that'd be great. We've got I've got a Carlton dry at the moment, and Travie has got
the Rona.
Yeah, got the Rona. I don't know. Lucky we're not sitting too close to each other, mate.
Yeah. Well, actually, this time last year, I did have the Rona.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, because I'm going away to Western Australia, as I mentioned at the start of the podcast on Wednesday. We were supposed to go last year, had to postpone it because, went to round one and then ended up with coronavirus. So
yeah, wow.
Yeah, it was a bit shit. But anyway, thankfully this year I haven't caught it from round. I don't even know if I did catch it at round one. Tiff reckons I did, but
yeah. So any negatives from the Carlton game? There'd be a couple there. Obviously we've already mentioned. One more
player I'll mention as a negative that turned positive later in the game. Jack Graham.
Jay's boy.
Yep, Jay Frey loves him.
Yep.
Used to sponsor him.
Yeah, it probably still
Bloke's
does.
on like $400,000 a year, doesn't really need it. But
yeah, Jay used to spend his whole weekly pay giving Jack Graham a little top up.
That's it. But I'm sure Jack appreciates all the support from the supporters and that, though.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, as all the players do. But anyway, we'll talk about his game just a little bit. We'll touch on that before we move on. I thought in the first half, he missed a couple of sodas going for goal. Could have, put us in front early. Obviously, he'll be, kind of replaying that in his head a little bit, thinking, how do I improve that next week and all that sort of thing. He started off a bit scratchy in that regard, and then in the second half he laid a couple of good tackles, won a couple of holding the ball free kicks for them as well. He ran down Sard as well at one point.
Yeah, I think for me it was just the disposal efficiency at like half time. It just looked like it was just like a pace behind, I think. Just the disposal efficiency. But like we said early on, I think a lot of the players started out pretty sloppy.
Yeah.
And Jack was just the one that stood out to me. I thought I was going to have a whipping boy for the rest of the year, but to his credit, he turned around the second half and actually played a good second half. So, yeah, credit to him.
Yeah, he certainly did. All right, one last thing on the Richmond Carlton game.
Yeah.
The fucking umpires.
Oh, are we going to go there?
I'm going to go there.
All right. This is are we going to have have a new segment or something? Travis rant.
Oh, Travis rant. Well, there's going to be a couple of new segments as we go on and we, sort of become more comfortable with the whole podcast thing.
We're just going to wing it pretty much.
We're just going to wing it. I lied. We're just going to wing it. But anyway, the umpiring was nothing short of bewildering at points. I'll use that word.
Absolutely fucking shit ass.
That's also a good word use
for
the umpiring. I just don't understand how a player, Harry Mackay, can claim a mark that came off about 6 different players' hands.
Every person playing the game and almost every person in the crowd touched that fucking ball.
Yeah. He tries to claim the mark. The umpire calls play on because it wasn't a mark. That was the right call. But then he gets tackled. The ball comes out. He drops the ball, doesn't fucking dispose of it properly, and there's no holding the ball call. And to top it all off, Carlton got a goal out of it.
Yeah, no. But it's like we always say, same old Carlton always cheating. They always do. They always get the freebies.
Yep.
And to this day, if they ever win another flag, which I don't think they will. But if they do, they'll probably get it from handouts and stuff like that because it's just a joke, really. Mackay got done twice, I think, 2 or 3 times where he should have got given a free kick.
On the edge of the centre square.
We know who's sucking the umpires off this week, don't we?
Yeah. On the edge of the centre square, he got done by Maurice Rioli, I think. And again, like the umpire just called play on. It's like, fuck. That
was after he took a mark too.
Like, what even is holding the ball? And that always frustrated me. During our premiership years, we were the highest pressure team in the comp. We built those premierships off the back of our pressure. And we would be out tackling our opposition every single week and not being rewarded for it. We would still lose the free kick count by 6 or 10 or fucking 15.
Yeah. For me, it's just inconsistency. Like, if we give away a chopping of the arms free kick, then it's all good and well because you win some, you lose some, but then you expect to get it back as well. And I feel like Tommy Lynch, Jack Riewoldt get held all game. And even Dusty, I don't think Dusty got a hold in the man free kick. And there was times where I saw him just getting held before the ball even came in and no free kick. Like, how's a bloke meant to have a go at the contest? Yeah,
that's it. And Tommy Lynch as well. Like, at one point he had 3 Carlton blokes hanging off his jumper and nothing. He got nothing for it.
Yeah.
he was just sort of left to take on 3 Carlton blokes, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Look, we'll try keep the umpire rant short and sweet because we could probably go on for hours, but we just wanted to touch on that. I think,
and I understand that like the rules are an issue as well, because when you've got rules that contradict one another, it's hard for the umpires to do their job, and you understand that. But it's just frustrating every week that it seems to happen to Richmond, but not other teams.
Yeah.
And it's not just our bias for our own team and that. Like, we see it every week firsthand.
Yeah.
And we watch other games as neutral supporters, and you see the same things happen, and most other teams get paid these free kicks. And
well, I'm a Richmond fan, and anyone who's playing against Carlton, so that's my neutral side.
Oh, so you going Geelong over Carlton this week, are you?
Oh, shit. That's
going
to be a shit fest. I might just not watch that one.
Yeah, hope it's another draw.
Yeah, no, it's good. I don't like any of them teams winning. But I think, at the end of the show, we're going to do a new segment that we thought of. We're just going to guess the free kicks for the games.
Yep.
Like every time we do a podcast, if we're doing for this week, obviously, because Trav's away in Adelaide. You're away in Perth. We're playing Adelaide. We're going to guess the free kick count for the Adelaide game and the Pies game. We'll touch on both of them a bit later on. But, at the end of the segment, at the end of the podcast, we'll guess the free kick counts for them.
Or we can just games. Do it as we talk about each game.
We'll do it at the end of each preview then.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, no worries. Yep, so we're going to...
Or lead into that then?
Yeah, we'll go into the Adelaide game then. All right, so Adelaide in Adelaide, haven't had the best record against them over there over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
We botched the game over there last year. It was a game we were expected to win, and we didn't.
Yeah, we generally go all right against Port over in Adelaide, but we can't seem to knock off Adelaide all that much.
Yeah, I don't know. They seem to get fired up, I think, from that grand final in 2017.
Oh, the big power stance. Yeah. Fucking Mr. Potato Head Tex Walker always has a field day against us.
Yeah.
Doesn't he look like Mr. Potato Head, that bloke?
Oh, he certainly does.
That seedy mustache, prances around like he's fucking the king. I don't understand that bloke.
Yeah, he gets fired up, Tex, when he plays us, and it's all off the back of us absolutely...
Pantsing him.
Yeah, Adelaide in that grand final.
Giving him a touch-up.
Yeah, giving him a bit of a touch-up. That's what the arrogant dickhead gets for fucking booking an extra seat for the cup on the plane. Yeah,
sure.
That's what he deserves. But anyway.
But I think we can get on top in the midfield against Adelaide.
Yeah, should do. Yeah.
Rory Sloane, he's same age as Tex, I think, ready for the nursing home. But... I don't think they have any...
good player over the journey, Sloane.
For sure.
But he's just at that age now where he's,
It looks like a genuinely good bloke as well, Rory Sloane.
Yeah,
whereas you can't say the same for Tex.
Yeah, that's it.
Looks like a flog. Acts like a flog.
Yeah.
Probably is a flog.
There was... who was the other one for Adelaide? That Darcy Fogarty, that young forward as well. He's been around for a couple of years now, but... Yeah, he acts that way a little bit sometimes as well. He acts a bit like Tex. So I guess when you got that as a role model, yeah. But anyway, so what do you reckon, Lukey? We should get on.
I think get on top of the midfield for sure. Their midfield doesn't look all that strong, and their back line, I'd say about the same. I can't see us losing this game. I'm probably going with a 20 to 25 point win. I would have thought. Is there any changes that you'd be making for this game?
I don't think so.
I'd like to see Cumberland get a crack. I heard, now I'm not a big follower of the VFL. I'll have to pay a bit more attention to it as the year goes on. But I'm hearing that Noah Cumberland did some good things. So if we can get him in, because he started to play well towards the end of last year.
Yeah, he did, yep.
Get him in, and I don't know who I'd be taking out for him. I'd probably take out Jack Graham, but... Yeah, I'm not all that sure. Whatever happened to Tyler Sonsi? Why is he not getting a game? Do you know anything about that?
Or would you, because Ross was only the sub, would you take out maybe Ross? Put Cumberland in and make someone else maybe make... Ross
is supporting that new do as well. He's got a bit of a mop going on that.
Almost didn't recognise him.
Yeah.
But, I thought...
He played all right, though,
He came on. He only had the 4 touches after coming on as a sub, but, limited game time, you're going to get that, so that's not really an issue. But, he came on. He got...
We're going again.
We're going again.
We're just going to have to rewind all this stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to have to try and
You're going to have a long week editing this out, I think.
Oh, I think so, yeah. Got to fucking edit a video now as well as a podcast, so... Yeah, that's all right. We could just leave it in. I mean,
Yeah, I think everybody loves to see it.
people come here for our personalities.
100%. Getting back to the Adelaide game, I think I'd like to see Cumberland in. That'd be my change, I reckon. Cumberland for Graham, or put Graham as a sub and maybe drop Ross.
Yeah. Or unless they're going to manage Pickett for this game. But I mean, if he's okay, I don't know why you would.
Yeah, well, he played really well in the first half. So if you're just managing him and you only wanted to give him half a game, give him a full game this week, as long as he's not injured, obviously. Yeah,
that's it, definitely. So you're going the Tigers by 20 to 25?
Yeah, I'll go the Tigers by 20 to 25 points.
Yeah, no worries. I'll go 30 plus.
30 plus, okay.
We should. I'd be disappointed if we didn't, to be honest.
No, I'd be happy with that.
Well, Adelaide dropped that game against GWS. They've apparently got a lot of injuries again.
And they're not going to be that good, GWS. We stole half their team last year.
Yeah. And, Adelaide had a 30-point lead on them at half-time and coughed it up. So,
yeah.
I mean, that doesn't read well for the Crows. I mean, obviously, they'll be looking
to... Was that home too? Where was that game played?
It was in Sydney, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really watch that one.
Yeah, me either. Watched a bit of the Hawthorn-Essendon game, though. My God, that was a fucking shellacking.
Yeah, I know. Hawthorn are going to be in for a long year. Yeah. Sorry, Keegs. I think you're going to be in for a long year, mate.
Hawthorn are going to be in for a very long year. But anyway.
And then, I think if we get a win in Adelaide... going into the Pies game, I reckon that'd be just good to get a bit of momentum. Like Carlton, I think will be a pretty good team this year. So to get a draw against them and a win against Adelaide going into the Pies game, I think it's probably where you'd be happy to get a win and a draw, I think, from the first two games.
Yeah.
Ideally, 2 wins would have been good, but a win and a draw is all we can do now. So I think getting that will be good going into the Pies game.
Yep. And we're going to talk about the Pies game now. What a fucking game it's going to be.
Yeah, I think... I don't know who the Pies got this week.
Port. It's here, though. It's at the MCG.
Okay, so it should be a win for the Pies then. Yep. So, I think if the Pies go in with 2 wins, their supporters will be up and about.
Yeah.
And, it should be another good crowd, I think, at the G.
It'll be 90,000, I'd say.
Yeah, you'd think so. I think... Yeah, Collingwood get a few more fans at the game than the Carlton ones anyway.
Yep.
So,
especially when they're doing well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
that'll be a good game, I think. The Pies midfield are really strong at the moment. Like Taylor Adams is a good player. Like Jordan De Goey is starting to actually fulfill his potential, I think. He's starting to become not the Kmart Dusty. He's moving his way up, I think.
Yeah, just a little bit, just inching.
Yeah, just inching his way closer. We're not gonna talk about him too much. We're not gonna pump his shoes up too much.
And Pendlebury sort of wound back the clock a bit last week as well.
He just keeps on going, doesn't he?
All those really fast handballs and stuff that he's known for. He tends to find space in traffic a lot as well.
Yeah, the game sort of stops when Pendlebury's got the ball, and he just always looks like he makes
a time machine around him.
Yeah, it just makes great decisions all the time.
Yeah, he does. He's been a genuine champion of the game, and I mean, look, hurts me to say it a little bit about a Collingwood player, but you can't deny it. There's no, you got to take your bias out of it, and it is what it is. Like Pendlebury has been an absolute champion of the game.
Yeah.
And his game last week was strong again. He started this season solid again. So who knows how much longer he's going to keep playing for.
They'll be without Jeremy Howe because he tried to take another screamer and almost
snapped his arm.
Fell on his head, but put his arm down and snapped that instead. So. Yeah, it's not ideal. Hopefully he gets back quite quickly because he is a good player, Jeremy Howe.
He is, and the fans of all teams love seeing what he does every week. He always flies for a Mark of the Year contender just about every week. So
I'm not going to be sad that he's out against us though, because he is a good player. So
yeah, that's it. So it's it is beneficial to us, but obviously all the best to him in his recovery though, and hopefully for the competition's sake he does get back, and because it looks like a pretty bad break.
Yeah, I think that's probably one area against Collingwood where we can get on top is the forward line. Now that Howe's out, they'll only have Darcy Moore down there as their main defender now, so he'll probably, I'm guessing he'd take Lynch, and then
I don't think McRae will be making the mistake he made last year though by letting Moore sort of float back off Lynch.
Oh no, he'd have to stay with him all the time, otherwise Lynch will kick a bag. I think he even played well against him last year, I think, Tommy.
Yeah, he did. He had 5 goals to half time.
Yeah, no, hopefully he puts in another good performance against them in 2 weeks' time now, because it'll be...
That's it. Friday week.
Yeah. Yeah, no, hopefully we get a good crowd in, and Friday night, so I think it's Collingwood's home game, so we'll have to...
Yeah, so we might have to upgrade our tickets, I think.
Yeah, but that's all right, though. We'll just jump in the old standing area.
That's it. Should we do train talk for that game?
Train talk would be good. Well, I'll be on the beers. My CrossFit's finished for this season, so I'll be hitting the beers hard. We might have to. We'll get the train talk going. Get the GoPro going.
Yeah, get on the Denzel Frothingtons.
Yeah, and we'll get the train talk going. I think that'll be a fan favourite, that one.
I think so too. I mean, you got Richmond and Collingwood Nuffies on the same train. I mean, it's going to be YouTube gold, I think.
Yeah. Well, that was another segment that we were going to do, a bit of Nuff Watch.
Yeah, we'll do a bit of that as well. There's a few, even for the Tiger supporters.
We do have a
we
Nuffies.
do have a few Nuffies, but
Cheer squads, they take the cake.
I mean, love the passion that people have for their teams, but
There's this bloke in the cheer squad every week. Like Travi and I stand up the back behind the cheer squad with all the boys drinking the beers. But there's this bloke in the cheer squad. I got no idea what his name is, but he has 10 jumpers on, I reckon, every single week. And every 10 minutes he takes one jumper off.
Yeah, he usually starts in the yellow, the away jumper with number 8 on the back, and then sort of strips down from there. We saw him at Casey Fields the other week as well.
Imagine the bloke's washing.
It was 35 degrees at Casey Fields the other week as well. He was down there with his 8 jumpers on and his pants. And
this bloke's wash line, imagine peeking over his fence and just seeing his wash line on like a day after a Richmond game. You just have like a whole team's worth of jerseys on the wash line.
It'll be all Richmond jumpers. He does.
It's crazy.
Yeah, people do their like dark and coloured loads. This guy just does his yellow and black loads.
Yeah, well, that I think that's the first one for the Nuff Watch. Then we'll take the bloke from the cheer squad. Did we end up giving a free kick count for the Adelaide game and the Collingwood game, or we just did a prediction?
Oh yeah, no, we didn't. Yes, all right. So I guess we are doing it.
Well, we'll do our win or a loss for Collingwood game, and then we'll do the free kick count.
Yeah, for both games.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think. I'll always back us for a win, I think. I'll go for a win against Collingwood. I'm pretty confident going into most games, especially at the MCG. I'll go with a win by, I reckon it'll be close. I'll go 11 points.
I think I'll be shitting bricks if it gets that close.
Yeah, well, what are you going to go with? You reckon
I reckon it'll be close as well, but I don't really want to make a prediction because I'm too worried about it, to be honest. But
go on, just give us a win or a loss.
Oh, look, obviously I hope we win, but I don't know. Like I'm a bit worried against Collingwood, especially if it is a close one.
Okay, well, look, bias aside, do you reckon we'll probably get done then?
Maybe by a couple of points.
Yeah, right. No, that's all right. So then we'll go to the free kick count for the Adelaide game.
All right, so free kick count for the Adelaide game.
We'll just go like a positive, like a plus minus, or...
Oh, we'll go for an exact...
Oh, an exact, like freeze for and against. Yeah. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't really know what the average is. I just know that we get reamed every week.
Yeah, well, I'll go 27 for Adelaide, 15 for us.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
right.
We were minus 13 against Adelaide last year.
And it's in Adelaide.
Yeah, we were minus 13 against them last year, so...
Yeah, no, that's all right.
We'll go 12 this year.
All right. Well, I'll go 23 for Adelaide and 18 for Richmond. I think we'll lose by... I think we lost free kick count by 5 against Carlton.
6.
6?
Yeah, it was
okay,
25
so I think
19.
we'll pick one back. And then against Collingwood, I'll go... I reckon it'll be 21 to 14. 21 to 14. So not as many free kicks in that game. I think it'll be a bit more open and free-flowing. Bigger ground at the G.
I'll go 25 Collingwood to maybe 18 Richmond.
Okay, so we'll have to keep a tally on this. And then at the end of the year...
Better write this down. You got a bit of paper there?
Yeah.
Got a pen?
Yeah, we've got a bit of paper. We're not very organised on this podcast, so we're just sort of winging it as we go. We've got to find a pen now.
That's right. I'll remember it.
Yeah, we'll get that later. Because when you edit it, we'll run it back. We'll write it down. And then, I think at the end of the year, there'll have to be a consequence for the loser, I think, on the free kick count.
Okay.
And then we'll get the family to think of a consequence.
Oh, jeez.
That's all right. Yeah, one for the family to decide, I think. But is there anything else we're going to talk about today?
I think we've covered most bases for this episode.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, we'll catch you next time on the train. I'll jump on the metro.
Train, we'll try and get a bit of train talk going.
Where are we jumping on at? Oh, Cranny?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, Cranny would be
Friday,
good.
I mean, I'll finish work at
Pubs
5,
beforehand, I'd hope.
I finish work at 5. I'll try and start at 8:30 that morning and finish at 4:30.
Beautiful. No, that'd be beautiful.
I'll see how
I'll
I
have
go.
a couple of tinnies on the way in on the train. Don't tell the guards that.
Yeah. If there's any PSOs watching, then we're not going to drink tinnies on the train.
No, we won't do that.
Wink.
That'd be silly. But yeah, otherwise, we'll get train talk up and going. So this will be a fortnightly until the next one.
Yeah, until the next one.
You
So
will
I
get
think,
a bit of a surprise on the next one with train talk.
After the Collingwood one, I think we'll record the next episode. That'll be talking about the Bulldogs and Sydney. I think for the next 2 games after that.
Yeah,
So
sure.
we'll jump onto that and get it going. But in the meantime, you can catch our first episode, and you'll soon be able to catch this episode.
By the time they're listening to this, they'll be...
All right, you'll be able to catch this episode on Spotify, of course, and Apple Music, Richmond Till I Die podcast.
Yeah, even on the YouTube as well. If you want to watch Trevi.
First episode, we didn't film a video for it. It's just like an image of our logo.
Don't
on there,
mind me. I've just come straight from work.
Yeah, and but this one, obviously, first YouTube video for the podcast.
And if you are listening on Spotify, jump on YouTube because I'll be making Trevi keep in the burping segment that he had mid show. I think that'd be great to watch.
I told you already. I'm going to cut that bit and turn it into one of those little YouTube shorts.
Oh, that'd be good. Then.
Yeah. You've got to get like the reels and the shorts, and that's what all the kids are doing these days. So.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Fuck, I feel old saying that.
Yeah,
but anyway.
no, that's all right. Oh, good.
All right. So we will catch you next time. I'll see you next time, Luke.
Yeah,
I'll see you at the Collingwood game, and
sweet.
We'll try and film a bit of train talk, and then we'll see you for episode 3, of course.
Too easy. All right, mate. Catch you later.
Cheers, mate. Take it easy.